All right, something devastating happened, and we got to talk about that. Yes, PlayStation has just raised their prices as of today. Lit it. Sony raises PlayStation 5 prices in the US as tariffs start to hit. I'm going to read this right now here, okay? Sony said on Wednesday the PlayStation 5 game consoles will cost more in the US starting this week as of today, as far as I know. While Sony did not blame President Donald Trump's tariffs for the coming increase, consumer companies have been warning for months that the levels will lead to higher prices. Similar to many global businesses, we continue to navigate a challenged economic environment, Sony said in a big blog post. Okay, PlayStation 5 now officially has raised their prices. As far as I know, they raised every console, which is the PlayStation, the regular one, the PlayStation Slim or the PlayStation, the digital version, and the PlayStation Pro. They raised it by $50. Okay, so now the PlayStation Pro will cost, as far as I know, $750. That's just for the main console, and instead of $700, and so on and so forth. So if you want to buy a PlayStation Pro, you have to lay down over $850 by now, because once you buy it, if you want to have the disk drive, and then you want to have the stand and the taxes, so you're looking at $850, $900 just to buy the complete PlayStation Pro. This is absurd. This is crazy. This is insane. Let me read this here again. Here, PlayStation 5 game console will cost $50 more in the US starting this week, announced on Wednesday. So literally yesterday, so they didn't even give any notice to everybody to go out there and buy a PlayStation at a cheaper price. No, they have to go ahead and drop the ball on the same day. So you would literally have to go out there on the same day, which was yesterday, as of this video, on the 20th, and buy a PlayStation for $50 less. Okay, the price for an entry-level PlayStation 5 digital edition will increase from $450 to $500, and the PlayStation 5 will, with the disc drive, will go up to $550, like I said. And Sony's high-end PlayStation 5 Pro will cost $750 from $700. The PlayStation 5 was first released in 2020. This is insane, because every system that we had, whether it was the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, it will always go down on price, okay? It will never go up. What's going on? What does PlayStation have the audacity now to raise their prices? Like it's becoming more valuable? What the hell is going on here? I understand that the tariffs and all that kind of stuff, but you know what, honestly, this is just a lame excuse. And this is my personal opinion, okay? It's a lame freaking excuse, okay? First of all, the PlayStation 5 wasn't as high as anticipated, okay? You guys have let us down in many ways with the PlayStation 5. First, you were boasting about, having 8K at 120 frames per second. I still have the original box of the PlayStation 5, okay? The very first one that came out, and it says it very clearly on there, 8K, 120 frames per second, as far as I know, maybe 60 frames, but definitely 60 frames or higher, okay? And PlayStation did not deliver on that. Sony did not deliver on that, okay? A lame bullshit promise, all right? The other thing is that the PlayStation 5 had a whole bunch of old games on it, okay? Every game, there was nothing really new that came up with the PlayStation 5. There were a few exclusive games that came up in the PlayStation 5 launch, but at the end of the day, we only got upscale PlayStation 4 games throughout the whole cycle of the PlayStation 5, okay? We are now finally coming to the time as of 2025 where we're actually seeing PlayStation 5 exclusive games, okay? Such as Death Stranding 2 that's coming out, as far as I know, it's coming out very soon. What else? Crimson Desert. I'm still waiting for this game. It hasn't even been officially announced yet when it's coming out. They're talking about it's coming out by the end of 2025, but we still, as of this video, we don't have an official date yet, okay? So there are many games that are finally starting to kick off, but we are already coming to the end of the PlayStation saga or season or whatever you want to call that. Okay, we already coming to the end, and Sony already talking about the PlayStation 6 hitting stores in 2027, as far as I know. Okay, so the PlayStation 6 is right around the corner, and yet they are raising the price for the PlayStation 5. I mean, this is just freaking insane, and of course, the same happened with Xbox and the same with the Nintendo Switch. I mean, of course, they have not raised their prices. They kept it at $4.99, which was already like an insult to us. How dare you raise the price from $2.99 from the first Nintendo Switch to the Nintendo Switch 2 to $4.99? I mean, what the hell? What the hell's going on here? You're not that great. Okay, yes, you are Nintendo, but that doesn't give you the right to just slap any price on there and believe that everybody's gonna buy it. Okay, and I got to talk about that on another video. But everything is going up on price. I mean, and you know what? Honestly, I think it's just for them an excuse. But everything else goes up. Housing market goes up. Interest goes up. Food prices go up. Gasoline goes up. Everything goes up. So we might as well go ahead and raise our PlayStation as well. At least we have an excuse. All right, that's my reasoning behind it. Okay, I don't think they have to do that. I really don't think they have to do that. And I don't know why people are really buying into this stuff, believing what they say. Okay? I mean, no, you're going to go out there and buy a PlayStation 5 for a higher price. I would not do that. Even though it's just $50, $50 adds up a lot if you sell millions of consoles, by the way. Like PlayStation, like Sony does. But I would not go out there and buy. If you haven't bought a PlayStation 5 as of now or in the past, then there should not be any reason for you to buy a PlayStation 5 now. However, the PlayStation 5 Pro is more likely that I would recommend you guys buying. And if you really wanted to have it, obviously you have to, bite the bullet and pay $50 more. I would assume that probably around Christmas time, they're going to drop the price a little bit, for the holiday season, just to get more sales out. But I could be wrong about that as well. But who knows? Maybe that is. And if you are planning on buying a PlayStation 5, or PlayStation 5 Pro, I would definitely look out around the holiday season, around the Christmas season. Let me say it like that. Christmas season, okay? I hate people saying holiday season, okay? Just taking a name up the God away. I'm sorry. I love God, and you should call it Christmas. Okay, so around the Christmas season, look out. You may get the PlayStation at a lower price. So definitely don't buy it. Who knows? They may drop the price just as fast as they have raised it, within one day. Give a sudden announcement. Hey, we're going to drop the PlayStation price by $50, by $100. So go ahead and buy it for your Christmas season. I am personally very disappointed in that. I'm disappointed in Sony about that. This freaking greed is just making me upset. I already have a PlayStation 5, so I really don't care. But I'm thinking about next year looking into getting the PlayStation 5 Pro. But only because of Grand Theft Auto. If there's a significant difference in quality when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro playing Grand Theft Auto, and you maybe getting 4K at 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 Pro for Grand Theft Auto 6, that would be freaking amazing, and that would be a good reason for me to go ahead and buy the PlayStation 5 Pro. But you know how it goes. They increase the quality of the frame rate, and then they have to drop some detail and, take some details out of the background, and you maybe lose some of that stuff, in return to getting the 4K, the 60 frames per second. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe it's going to be good. And if that's what it is, then I may consider buying the PlayStation 5 Pro in the future, next year probably, before the Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. Okay? And with that said, guys, I'm going to cut over here because my thing just died on me here. But hopefully, if you like this video, I would appreciate if you leave a comment below. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. All right? Peace out, guys.